What's the untold story behind CBD products and why is the industry keeping it under wraps? Get all the details in today's episode. This episode contains adult subject matter and listener discretion is advised. Hi, I'm Petra Brunbauer, and with decades of experience with sadness, pain, anxiety, and stress, I finally figured out how to leave all that behind. And this podcast shows you how to break free permanently so you can reclaim your sanity and find the self-esteem and energy to go after the life you desire. With real talk about mental health, holistic healing, and the tough journey of coming out the other end. This is the Journey Podcast. Welcome to today's episode. In today's eye-opening episode, we uncover the secret truths about CBD products. Our guest reveals a startling reality of how the majority of CBD products on the market might be doing more harm than good. And we embark on a journey to demystify the CBD industry, shedding light on the hidden pitfalls and misinformation that can leave consumers feeling confused. Throughout our conversation, we'll explore what the CBD industry isn't telling you and provide valuable insights on where Americans can find safe and effective CBD products. Whether you're an experienced CBD user or just beginning to explore its potential benefits, this episode equips you with essential knowledge to make informed choices for your well-being. Don't miss this opportunity to navigate the complex world of CBD products and discover the truth behind their efficacy and safety. Inesa Ponomariovaite, a holistic health expert and visionary, is a true inspiration in the realm of well-being. Her remarkable journey includes a personal triumph that has touched the lives of many. She saved her own mother from cancer. As the founder and CEO of Nesa's Hemp, a pioneering force in the CBDA hemp industry, Inesa has revolutionized the field by introducing the world's first full-spectrum product, meticulously certified by FDA-registered laboratories. Through her unique process, she preserves the invaluable healing compounds present in hemp, enabling the body to return to its natural state and promoting optimal health and holistic healing. Inesa's unwavering dedication to doing right extends beyond her groundbreaking products. She is deeply committed to environmental sustainability, ensuring that her offerings are eco-friendly. Driven by a profound belief in the power of education, Inesa is resolutely on a mission to bring about a positive, revolutionary change in the world. Here is my interview with Inesa Ponomariovaite. Hi, Inesa. It's so great to have you on the podcast today. I've been looking forward to getting to chat with you because an American secret CBD products is such a fascinating topic for today's episode. And I don't think we have ever even discussed this on the podcast before. So I'm excited to dive in. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here today. And I'm definitely happy to educate your audience and share the difference.
Yeah, it'll be a fascinating episode, I'm sure. And for starters, do you want to share a little bit about yourself and your story and how you came to do what you do today?
My story, I guess, was no different than other people's stories in their life. I was simply struggling with a lot of health conditions, and my mother got trapped in the pharmaceutical route. So she was putting me on medications because doctors told her. So when I discovered what's going on in this world, and then I was tired of doctors basically putting me on medications, I decided to take my own route and become responsible for my own health. I changed my lifestyle. I changed my things. So I was eating, drinking, slowly I was sleeping. And of course, that led me to improve my health. And eventually I was completely healthy and transformed from all the disease that I had. So that was kind of I say planting a seed moment that nature had more solutions for me than the pharmaceutical route that I was on for over 10 years. But that's how I planted the seed. But then when my mother actually got cancer, which is years later after I was very healthy, that was the moment where I knew that we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure we actually helping my mom in a natural route first. And then if natural is not going to work, I was willing to take the pharmaceutical route, which is chemotherapy and things like that. So with that being said, I spent tens of thousands of hours on global research for cancer. Yes, I was able to help my mom and many others. And with that being said, that led me to become a holistic wellness coach, I would say, since I cannot make any claims here. And when you that person that are holistic health wellness coach, right, you really need to know details, not just what to take in order to get better, but you need to know what's in these bottles, what's in the water, what's in, not because somebody told you, not because somebody market things for you, it's just because you need to know, because you're striving for results for these people. And the only one way to give results to understand whatever people consuming, what's really in there. So yeah, that's how I investigated cannabis industry. I was looking for a good health products on the market, such as CBDs, and that's where I discovered very dark truth about the industry. And I also discovered how plant itself is essential to our bodies, and we can't even live without, we can't function without. It's like air, food, and water, but not the one that is actually on the market. So that's, I guess, how I started.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And that sounds very intriguing. So let's unpack that a little bit. You found the hemp products that on the market are not really what we should be taking, and they're not really the pieces that should be fitting with our body. So let's talk first about why and how hemp is essential to our body. What did you find when you researched that?
So yeah, the reason I wanted to start to kind of promote CBD brands or any CBD brand or hemp company is just because I understood the essentials about human endocannabinoid system. Each of us, when we are born, we have it's called endocannabinoid system, and we basically produce those tiny cannabinoids in our system. It's almost, they mimic the same thing as in a hemp plant. And those cannabinoids in that system is actually responsible in our bodies to keep entire body in balance. And when I say entire body, I'm talking about everything from the head to the toes, including central nervous system. So now when God put you on this earth by using your father and mother, and what happens is you produce your own cannabinoids. That means you produce your own cannabinoids in order for you to be healthy, and you sustain yourself. But then you're exposed to such things as metals and toxins and air, water, food. Everything what's out there, it's almost 90% is toxic. And that's the reality we live in. And I test things myself. I don't believe in labels. I test them in the lab. With that being said, when you understand the essentials of human endocannabinoid system, then you would think that system should sustain you for the rest of your life, but it's not. Because by age 18, 20, you start losing that system because of the oxidative stress and the other things I mentioned. So now what you're going to do, now you have these symptoms such as bowel disorders, central nervous system, you might have depression, you're not motivated to do things, you're angry on your husband or wife. So with that being said, you don't understand why you're not a good mother, but it's really nothing to do with you. It's just you're deficient of something that God created for you to be in your system, and it's no longer there. Then what you want to do, you want to fulfill yourself. You want to add little extras and kind of start operating the body in the full speed again, which is that's why you need to take those cannabinoids and terpenes and the whole plant, but you need to make sure you're taking good ones, since their industry absolutely is completely on the opposite side. That's where I had an issue, because I discovered the essentials of endocannabinoid system, and I discovered what industry is doing is completely opposite what plant had intention to do for us.
Yeah, that sounds very fascinating. And I didn't know that we actually lose that system as we get older. That explains a lot of things. And what have you found? What's the problem with what the industry is doing with these products? How are they not going to work in the way that they are meant to work for our bodies?
First of all, like number one, what they did as always, which is like a typical pharmaceutical route, anything that becomes good or people finally discover and push something to be on the surface for public to know, they always trying to find a way how they're going to control and manipulate that specific market. Just if you're going to go on the smart Google is going to tell you that CBD itself is a drug. patented by Food and Drug Administration. If CBD is a drug, and we all know that you can't patent nature as drugs, just like apples, spinaches, tomatoes, or pineapples, or herbs, you can patent nature, and if it's patented, it must be not natural. So if it's not natural, then again, it goes back to the same category, belongs to the drug category. So if it's not a drug, then okay, what price be paid for this plant to become a drug, which is solvents, chemicals, extraction processes are absolutely horrific. And then, of course, temperatures. So you kill the natural plant and turn into this, I call them Frankensteins, those little aliens, and say, here we go, this is your mother nature you've been asking for. Oh, you guys discovered these great things about yourself. Good for you. We have your drug for you right here. The market is not controlled yet, but it's going to be very soon. I can almost guarantee you that, because why they would do that? Why they would patent immediately and allow the market to know about this? And I call all these CBD owners. I said, you guys are just marketers for pharmaceutical companies, because they're going to pull their drug back and say, you guys own their property, which just started happening this year for the first time, actually. We know the agenda, but the real God's version of this plant is the CBDA. The real version, the one that matches your endocannabinoid system, is the full spectrum, is that entire plant. But also you have to be very careful. What kind of plant do you take? Because even if you take full spectrum CBDA that has never been touched by harmful elements, you have to make sure your plant was tested and your product in parts per billion, because by the nature, this plant is actually a soil cleaner. So if you want to clean your soil, you probably have the best thing, which is your hemp. But if you want to grow that hemp for medicinal purposes to empower human endocannabinoid system, you have to already have that soil very clean in order to plant these plants, which is not easy to do in today's world. You must clean the soil before you put that precious seed, hopefully not GMO, in the soil in order to grow them clean. So that's the major two problems that I have the industry is, number one, we're selling a drug again, and everybody is assuming this is a natural God's version. No, it's not. It's again pharmaceutical, just like your Ambien and Valium and all those other pills you take. And people say, oh, and that's how my CBD helps for me. Yeah, drugs helps you too, but you don't know the price you pay for. The second thing is the mother nature has been again suppressed. And, such as CBDA and CBGA and all the full spectrum, because you can't patent, you can't own it. And of course, there's no regulations, at least in the United States. That means they sell whatever they want. No one is kept accountable. And the sad is, people will give you those lab reports from their actual product. The lab reports don't show you a clean data. Even the data in front of you is clean, but the lab probably got paid a couple $100 to show you exactly what you want to see. So the laboratories are not kept accountable also for their data. And when I was actually looking to test my product specifically, the funny part is when you call the lab instead saying we're going to test you, it's going to cost you XYZ. A lot of them said what the numbers you want it to be, what the lab's reports you want it to be as the end result. And I'm like, what? And I thought I misunderstood something. So I kind of had to double check. And I thought maybe it was just one little bad guy kind of trying to sell his soul. And I'm like, let's try another one. And I just contacted, and I was like smarter. And I said, guys, I just want to have these specific numbers and no toxins to show on my lab reports. And they said, no problem. It's going to cost you XYZ. And I'm like, what? So I realized the problem was a little bit deeper. So yeah, just working with the legit labs, it's a big deal because, as I said, most companies, even if they have a bad reports, they're just going to pay the lab to show you the reports are clean. So for example, like the way we do in Inesa's hemp, we actually, each product that goes on the market, each person does have a specific code to that specific attached bottle. And that bottle is linked to FDA registered award-winning laboratories that kept accountable for every action they take. And you can read pages and pages of lab reports on your specific batch publicly on our website. You just need to enter your batch number. That's it. When you have something clean, you're proud of it. You want people to see. And when you don't, you actually hide and pay the labs to give it fake data. So that's kind of a sad part also about the industry is that we have this plant that is so essential to us. I truly believe we can transform humanity because if all these people went on empowerment in an endocannabinoid system, half of this country would be off the bills in the 90 days. Of course, we would lose trillions of dollars of income as a country, but we would have humanity, healthy moms being happy, healthy, and smiling, delivering healthy babies with a very strong immune system, being a good wives, being good moms, healthy, strong. And same to the husbands, right? So with that being said, it's very sad. It's very sad. And the saddest is that as of today, this industry is not regulated and they say federally it's still illegal. So it's almost saying, for me, it's federally illegal to take something that actually is essential to me and my body already produces. So it's almost like for me, federally, it's illegal to take water and drink water because my body already is made from water too, or minerals, and my body is made from those things. I need them. Since I've been depleting them and losing them, the agendas are actually around us. So I need to empower my body. I'm short on these things. That's the really overview of entire industry, to be honest with you. That's where we stand today. And people need to stand up for this. People, when they go to buy something, they need to demand for specific lab reports where they need to know, they need to educate others. You must share this information to your friends. If you're going to share with 2 friends, those 2 friends, you will share another 2 friends. Now we know better. Then you know better. Nobody can trick you anymore. Like you can be part of their agendas. So they need to become more creative to actually go against you because now you know better. That's why we don't want critical thinking in the United States the way we have in Europe, is because it's easy when you tell people to follow the masses, they will. And I never followed the masses in my entire life. And I was actually their victim for over 15 years. When I was miserable, I was making a good money for pharmaceutical companies because I took their pills for my entire life. And I've been a really bad customer for the last 10 years because I take 0 pills.
Yeah, that is really eye-opening what you're mentioning there. And I do think we need to talk about that more. And so people can make informed choices about their bodies and about their healthcare route. I'm curious because CBDA, you said, is full spectrum. So what kind of things can people apply this for now? We're not making any claims in this episode, but does it help with physical health, mental health? Can these products help support sort of your overall well-being? What can CBDA be used for in your products?
The benefits are completely endless because I see people say my periods are went back to normal, my cramping went back to no more cramping, or like my moods are amazing. I'm motivated to live my life again. My prostate is perfect. Like, I mean, I'm talking about endless benefits. Like, you truly need to take the product and kind of play it with the dosage and see to yourself what it's going to do for you. Because some people saying my hair grew back, or my pain, my inflammation, anxiety, those are kind of what people are reporting and most common. But I even heard situations where women couldn't get pregnant for over, I think she tried for 6, 7 years or 8 years. She was from Poland. And she said, Inesa, oh, well, after I didn't change anything in my life, and all what I did, just added a product, and 2 months later, she got pregnant. So, with that being said, I'm not saying the product will make you pregnant to help you to get pregnant, but I'm just saying that this is what I've been told, and this is what people told me. And that's what happens when you create balance. It's like, people need to stop thinking about what element is going to help. When you're going to have an element in your body, like you have an anxiety, that means your body is no longer in balance and you're already screaming for help, or you about to mutate into some different version of disease. And your body has been screaming for help for probably the last 10 years when you had a little headache, or you've been extra stressed, or you had a certain other symptoms coming up in your life, and you decided to ignore them. That was the moment where your body was telling you, hey, Inesa, be careful. This is the things we're telling you. It will happen if you're not going to create a balance. So when you have that symptom, you're no longer just imbalanced. You are literally about to mutate into something bigger and more powerful in terms of the disease. So we need to stop this thinking, such as, oh, I have anxiety. No, you just simply, your entire body is completely vaxxed. I'm sorry, but that's true. It's like you're completely out of control. It's like, oh no, I just have an anxiety. No, the reason you have an anxiety is just because your body is no longer can handle anything what's going on there. That means there's like probably hundreds of functions are no longer working. And as a result, you have an anxiety. Whatever the situation, again, each person have liver, spleen issues, gut issues, you name it. Everybody's having some kind of type of health issues right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand how that's even possible. Like, we literally have every possible solution for any possible disease out there and create a balance and live forever as healthy human beings. And I just don't get it how people gave up on themselves.
Yeah. And it is available. Like you said, it's nature. It's available, but there needs to be a certain quality to it as well, as you pointed out. Now, how can we imagine these products, like supplements that we would take on a regular basis? Or is this something that you take for 2-3 weeks? Or how can we imagine these CBD products?
I'm not sure about CBD itself, but about CBDA, such as Nestle's hemp. A lot of times I tell people all the time, you must empower your system for minimum 3 months because you want to recover all the cycles in the body and to really help to pick up. And a lot of times people don't need to repeat it again, or they do it like 6 months later or something. Depends how you're going to continue expose yourself to the toxins, bad foods, alcohol, and stress and everything. If you're going to continue exposing yourself to those specific elements in your life, you might need to use product consistently. But if you say, you know what, I'm going to restore myself, I'm going to finally live healthy, transform my body, I'm going to stop all my lifestyle that I have right now that has been harming me. So if you stop the bad coming in your body, and if you empower your endocannabinoid system, I would say 3, max 6 months should be more than enough to empower and allow the system to produce own cannabinoids and kind of regulate you. But if you're not creating a balance from the other perspective, then you probably want to be on it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds very interesting. And how can people consume your products specifically? Are they oils or are they in a different kind of form? How do people consume them?
Yeah, they're oils. We actually have them in a tincture bottles. You take them orally under the tongue. I take them for my wrinkles. I also apply it on my skin. My skin is very dry. Also, I live in Chicago, so I apply it on my legs. I know for most people, they probably can't do that because the bottle is so small. But like yesterday, I burnt my arm in manufacture and I immediately applied the oil. And today I'm healing already. If you have surgery or something, or pre-surgery, after surgery, apply on that area and take extra dose. Its tissue is going to heal. You have ear infection. I heard a lady, she said she had ear infection. She tried every medication, didn't help her. She put a couple drops of Nestle's in her ear and it was like infection was gone. Again, it's endless of usage. As long as you don't cook or something, you don't put in high temperatures, like in the sunshine and things like that. So you're good. It's really unlimited use. I know mothers using for the baby feet. So they're empowering each organ because your feet actually represents your organs. So they're empowering each organ, these cannabinoids. And I think even an article came out recently that children, if they're exposed in early ages in cannabinoids, their IQ is increasing, their immunity is bulletproof. Don't quote me on that. I really have to check. I know that something came out, but I don't know how legit the source is. I have to double check. I just didn't have time yet. But it's endless of use for absolutely everything.
Yeah. Nature's healing power available to all of us. Yeah. And do you want to give us a quick overview of the products and the services that you offer so listeners can get an idea of what kind of things they could purchase? And do you offer any coaching with that or any way to kind of let them know how to use these products? What can they connect with you on?
The bbest way is actually to really, for the product itself, is to go on Nestle's hemp. which is NESAS, nesashemp.com. And for the coaching, we don't coach much on the product itself. You're welcome to send questions to actually customer service if you have any, or follow us on email lists. But at the same time, what we offer, we have it's called Regenesis 369. So Regenesis 369, we offer 6 months transformational program for people to basically get rid of everything from your body that's been bothering you for the last 20 or 60 years. And we truly restore everyone's health with actually 100% results, 100% guarantee results. We have people right now with 65 years old and they have gray hair. And when they started the program and they got their hair color back.
Wow.
I'm talking about getting your age back, getting your energy, getting rid of everything. Regenesis 369 is for consultations.
Yeah, amazing. And we will be linking to all of Inesa's offerings in the show notes as well, so that you know where you can find the products and how you can connect if you would like to take advantage of these programs. Now, is this shipped only in the US, or where do you ship to? Where do you deliver these products?
Yeah, we do ship in United States, of course, and then outside the country, it's kind of tough. We can ship it, but we can't promise you will get it because your customs will decide. We try not to publish exactly what's in the box, so we try to be sneaky. But again, we can't do the refunds on international shipping. You have to take your own kind of type of try and gamble because we can't promise. But if you have friends and family, they probably can ship you as a package through different sources or bring you or something like that.
Yeah, amazing. Well, this has been another incredible episode, and I hope our listeners have enjoyed this journey into CBD products as much as I have. It has been quite the eye-opening and enlightening episode, and I have learned a lot about the industry in our last half hour together. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast today and sharing that. And thank you for sharing your wisdom and all the things that you have found out so that listeners can make better and informed choices about their own health. Thank you so much for your time today, Inesa.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
My pleasure. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. If you enjoy the Journey podcast, please support us by subscribing, sharing on social media, and leaving us a review. We appreciate you. And you can find more of The Journey on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our website, thejourney.com. Sending you love and courage, and see you next time.